So after having done a few videos and reviews of the Ohuhu alcohol markers and mentioning how I wished they had brush nibs, I kept getting a lot of comments referring to these particular markers and everyone telling me that Ohuhu does have brush markers. To which I say, yes, Ohuhu does have brush markers, but these are water-based brush markers and not alcohol-based. And before anyone starts commenting about the alcohol brush markers that they're coming out with soon, I figured I'd clear that up too and mention that yes, Ohuhu is indeed coming out in the spring/summer of 2019 with alcohol-based brush markers. Yay! That being said, my curiosity grew anyway about these water-based brush markers, and being that they were only $21.99 on Amazon as of this video, I figured I'd check them out. So I went ahead and bought them, and I figured I should take a second to let you all know that this is not sponsored by Ohuhu. I just enjoy their products and bought these markers out of my own pocket to see how they work. My opinion is completely my own, which it still would be even if this were sponsored anyway. But anyways, onto the markers. So after showing you guys the look of the marker, I went ahead and began doing color swatches. And once I finished that, as I was putting the markers away, I noticed a cute little insert that had an FAQ similar to the one you get when you purchase the alcohol markers. And on the other side is a coupon, which I'm kind of kicking myself at the moment because I had a coupon from them when I bought the alcohol markers and totally forgot to use that coupon when purchasing these dual tip markers. So, anyways, now I'm going ahead and further testing them out and playing with them. And one thing I can say for sure for my bullet journalists, these are pretty awesome if you wanted a brush marker on the cheaper side for your journaling and hand lettering, and it was just really fun hand lettering with these. There are also some good techniques for blending with them. One way is taking both brush nibs of two different markers, placing them together so that the ink soaks into the other, and when you use the marker, it starts off in one color, then fades back to its original. Also, one of the biggest issues though I have with these markers is there's no color names on the markers, not even numbers, nothing identifiable, which is kind of frustrating because if you noticed when I was doing the swatching, I never put the names or numbers next to the color because there were none. Hopefully that may change. Another cool thing about water-based markers is you can add more water to them to dilute them, or if you have a plastic or glass blending pad like I have here, you can easily glide the color onto the blending pad and then add another color and pick it up with your watercolor brush or with another marker and create some good blends, which I try to demonstrate there. But anyways, onto the actual art piece. I drew this cute girl in like some sort of slight chibi-ish form, which is why her head is kind of huge in comparison. But I feel I may have missed the mark a bit with making it chibi. I'm not the best when it comes to that, so we'll just say she's slightly chibi. So I started off with a skin tone marker for her skin, and as I go along, you'll see me use my water brush to sort of dilute the color and drag it all over to keep the color from like becoming streaky, since that's not what I'm wanting. Which is also another good point. Since they are water-based, they work very similar to the way Crayola markers work, because Crayola markers are water-based as well. I highly recommend adding water and diluting as you color with them, because otherwise you will end up with some sort of streakiness if you just use them straight up. I also highly recommend using your blending pad as well, as you'll see me do here throughout this piece. And lastly, be careful with what kind of paper you use and how much water you use and how much ink you go over in one spot. So here's the thing. I personally don't think I chose the right paper for this illustration, but I carried on anyway. I'm using the 8.5 by 11 Express-It blending card, which you can also find on Amazon, and it held up well. But I was super cautious when using my water, as this paper doesn't hold up like extremely well to a ton of water. This isn't watercolor paper. The markers will also eat away at your paper if you keep going over on one spot, with too much ink. And personally, I feel watercolor paper would be best if you are going to use these with a lot of water. And yeah, I also wanted to quickly go over the FAQ card that they sent. So on the FAQ, they have a list of questions which they answer. And first question is, one of the brush nibs frayed right away? The answer or response from them was, a free replacement is on its way to you. Question 2, I got a dried out pen upon arrival. A free replacement is on its way to you. Question 3, the pen is bleeding when I opened it. The response, this doesn't affect using. Please remove the ink and let us know. A 50% off discount or a free replacement is on its way. The next question was, the pigment is weak, to which they respond, sorry that our product does not meet your expectation. Contact us and a refund is on its way. And the last question is, these markers bleed through the paper. They say, please put an extra sheet of blank paper between your coloring sheets, and that works nicely to prevent any bleed through. If this is unacceptable, please send us a note and a full refund is on its way. Which of course you can contact them by support@ohuhu.com. And like I said, the 10% coupon is on the other side. And yeah, I think that's pretty awesome that they send that FAQ to satisfy the customers. So my final thoughts are, I love them. They were pretty easy to use, and I didn't really find any trouble coloring this piece in with them. There wasn't any streakiness due to the addition of water here and there, and I highly recommend them if you're looking for some water-based markers to try out for adult coloring or whatever else. The price is also great for the amount of colors you get, which, by the way, this is a 60 count of markers. And it also comes in this beautiful container with this gorgeous image of a flamingo and tropical foliage around it. And yeah, I really like them. They're a really good, cheaper version of the Tombows, the Tombow Dual Brush Markers, which I also have those. And for the 96 set, it costs like slightly above $100. So if you're not really looking to lay down some serious cash, these are a great, a great version for, buying something on the cheaper end. And they're very good quality in my opinion. So if you enjoyed this video, maybe comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks guys. Bye.